Hola, I am Tania Cordova-Santiago, Dr. Tania Cordova-Santiago, and I am instructor of organic chemistry at Santa Fe College. So now you know what to do in case of a fire. You know the emergency procedures and you know the evacuation plan. But what would you do if there is an injury in the lab? For that, we have a quick emergency guide that is posted in every lab. And the most important thing in that guide I have to stress is that you must notify your instructor immediately in case of any emergency or in case of anything that you may think it is an emergency. When you do notify your instructor will determine if it is an emergency and will call immediately 911 from a cell phone, but also will call from a campus phone. It will call the Santa Fe Police Department at the number 5555. When that happens, the police will arrive at this scene, and if there is an emergency, they will help us to do some emergency procedures. They are trained to do that while the proper, say, medical emergency team arrives. So meanwhile, they will help us. But the first thing, again, to remember is notify your instructor immediately. So if there is not an emergency anyways, say somebody has a minor burn, you need to notify your instructor as well. And your instructor, when determining it's not an emergency, it will call the Santa Fe Police Department at 5519 from a campus phone. The police will arrive again at the scene, and what they do is they help us with the procedure. They fill out a report. They know how to do the forms properly. They will talk to every person involved to report that incident. But normally the procedure, again, I must stress that you guys need to report that to your instructor immediately, whether you think it's an emergency or not. So in the most injuries, most things at the lab are preventable. Prevention is something important. But accidents do happen. But the thing is that we need to be prepared for that. So I will advise you to go over to the quick emergency guide that is posted in your lab, and that is also available in Santa Fe emergency procedures. So go over to that list so that you are familiar with that. And again, prevention is the most important thing. And I will say that to prevent accidents and learn while having fun at the lab, you must follow all the emergency procedures, the guidelines in your lab, and wear the proper PPE or protection equipment at all times.